The most important forces in our life, in the universe, in your existence right now are doubt and self-belief. Those are the only two things you really need to think about the most in life. Every decision that you make, every response you make, your behavior, the choices you make, the way you behave, at the core of it is going to be a concoction, a mix of doubt and self-belief. Doubt and belief. Now, that percentage is going to depend on you. It's going to depend on how much you use this and how much you worry about this. Doubt is something that pops up more with some people than others. We talk about, not caring what other people think. When you're not caring what other people think, that's when you're focused on your self-belief. That's when you're focused on your path, on what you're doing. Doubt pops up, is triggered most of the time from the doubt we sense in other people. We have now understood that there are these brain cells we have that are called mirror neurons, and we can reflect, our feelings reflect what others are feeling. If someone cuts themselves and, shows pain, we can sense that pain. Our mirror neurons start to fire and we feel the same pain they're feeling. So when people out there are full of doubts, full of fear, not conquering their lives, having problems, having issues, full of negative energy, negative feelings. For those of us who are more sensitive, more empathic, we can feel that, and it can infect us. It can seep in to our minds, into our way of thinking and doing things. But everything comes down to what you believe. What you believe is so important. And if you're living with doubt, I don't think I'll be able to be successful at work. Oh, I don't think I'll ever be this person. I doubt I'll ever find a great relationship, or I doubt I'll ever find happiness. Those doubts are deeply, deeply buried, and it takes a lot of awareness to start becoming conscious of those thoughts. People call them limiting self-beliefs, right? Limiting thoughts. It's thoughts that don't serve you, right? It's doubts. At the end of the day, it's just doubts. It's, do you doubt yourself? Do you have doubts? Are you hesitating? In martial arts and fighting, it's one of the best, in my opinion, platforms, arenas, where you can test all of these principles, test all of these methods and techniques and ways of living. In fighting, you can't hesitate. You can't allow doubt in. You can't. It's going to mess up your fight. You're likely going to lose. You're likely going to make a mistake. You're likely going to make an error. Martial arts, great fighters, they just flow. They just do. They just perform. They perform from the heart. They just behave from the heart. They can feel it, they get in the flow, and they release what's inside. They release who they are. Now, I've made a whole bunch of notes, so excuse me if I refer to this a little bit. Here I go. So, the two most powerful forces in our life are doubt and self-belief. Self-belief controls everything. Everything. Self-doubt also has an equal amount of control in your life. Doubt are thoughts that limit us. Self-belief are thoughts that serve us, empower us, and help us to perform more successfully. Self-doubt is when we don't care about what others... self-belief is when we don't care about what others think. And when we perform and behave, make decisions from our heart, from our gut, from our feeling. It's when we perform from how we feel. Those of you out there who are more intuitive will know what I'm talking about. You can just feel when something is wrong. You can just feel when you're not supposed to be talking to someone that you are, or doing something that you are. We can just feel it, right? For some of us, that feeling is dulled down underneath this world of thinking that we have grown into, and lost that intuition, lost that gut instinct. It's not lost, it's there, it's just neglected, right? So it's become extremely weak. Doubt, what does it do in our lives? How does it manifest? Doubt, it trips us up. It blocks us from being who we truly are. Doubt infiltrates our attention and it seeps into our mind. And it limits us from behaving at our best potential. If you look at animals around you, most of them they're just responding instinctually. They're doing their thing. They are not overthinking, they're not doubting themselves. Yes, there is fear, but they're getting on with what they need to do. They're just getting on with things. With us humans, we allow, most of all, what causes our doubt is other people. The judgment, the opinions, just the presence of others creates doubt, creates fear in us, causes us to limit ourselves, to close ourselves up, makes us afraid to open ourselves, makes us afraid to be ourselves. Because we feel like if we're ourselves, we're going to be maybe ridiculed, we're going to make a mistake, we might not fit in with everyone else. Well, who wants to fit in with everyone else? Seriously, who wants to fit in with everyone else? Look around you. The world we're living in, right? It's an amazing world. We are blessed. But do you really want to fit in with how everyone else is living and how everyone else is doing things? That cookie cutter lifestyle, pretty much everyone living, most people living in fear, not being themselves until they get home, and then they're themselves. Everyone living in fear out in the real world, putting on a mask, putting on, whatever you want to call it, this ego, this persona that's going to help them function out in the world, this personality that they've created that has been conditioned, whether they're aware of it or not. This way of behaving that has somehow worked this long for them. Or are you going to forget about what everyone else is doing? This is what a lot of fighting, a lot of musicians, a lot of artists, not just fighters, musicians, artists. It's not just creative people. Creativity exists in everything. It exists in mathematics. It exists if you're a lawyer. It exists if you're an engineer, if you're a scientist. Creativity is a part of all of us. Some people are just access it and value it more, and blast it out into their existence more. Elon Musk is a great example of a creative engineer, incredibly creative engineer. Mathematician, scientist, engineer. Okay, engineering is one of the most creative realms on earth. computing, software engineering. It's holding some of the most creative minds on our planet. So creativity, being able to flow and release yourself and not caring what other people think. It's not just musicians that you'll see do that, or artists or fighters, but you will see scientists, the greatest engineers, the greatest mathematicians, the greatest lawyers. They will not care what other people think. They know what is improving their life. They know, they've just managed to figure out that these things are making my life worse. These things are making my life greater. And then they just do those things that make their life greater. And for most of us, not caring what other people think makes our lives greater, better. It's not that easy, though. It's a process. And how to get there, it involves not just surrounding yourself with better people, but with better everything, better foods, better community, a better gym, better restaurants, better clothing. You have family that are just negative and, bring doubt into your life, make you doubt yourself. Limit how much time you're spending with them. They don't deserve your energy and your time. Let them miss your energy and time. Let them value your energy and time. You should value your energy and time more so as not to waste it on anyone who's going to just degrade your confidence, degrade your self-esteem, and bring doubt into your mind. Doubt often comes from what we perceive as failure, suffering, when we're not succeeding. What creates self-belief? We're talking about doubt here. It's important to know what creates doubt. It's failure, it's, pain, being ridiculed, when you are having a conversation with someone and they say, I don't know, do you really do that? And then they give you that sense of judgment or disbelief and doubt. They're instilling doubt, and then you start to believe, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not as great as I think I am. Well, what is it that is on the flip side of the coin? What is it that's creating self-belief? How do we thrive in self-belief? Self-belief thrives in us when we limit our exposure to things that create doubt. But the biggest driving force of self-belief is proof, is evidence that something is working. Right? And this is the biggest difficulty that people have, because people want proof quickly. They're not willing to put in the work and put in the time. So this brings me to a very important point, which is self-belief is not enough. To be successful, to thrive, it takes a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. If you don't want to do it, find another channel, read another book, go off and just enjoy the way you're living your life right now. But if you want to be on this path, it's going to take work. It's going to take a lot of attention. It's a huge topic. It requires a lot of self-management, right from the very start of it, which is, self-belief. It's like your GPS system. This is the start. This is the beginning. It's like your navigation. It's like your trajectory. It's like the correct trajectory that you have unlocked. When you are able to tap in, to full in, get on track, on that path of self-belief, and I believe in myself. I don't care what you think. I don't care what anyone says or believes. I believe I can blast fireballs out of my hands. I believe it. If you truly believe whatever it is, that's the first step. Just falling into that state of self-belief. And remember, let's go back a bit. Self-belief, what is it? It's beliefs that serve you, that empower you, that enhance your life, right? That make your life better. Doubt is the opposite, right? So the beginning is just self-belief. That's just a trajectory. But what's the gas? What's the fuel that's going to blast you down that? That's the work. It's the work. Someone asked me the other day the question, they said, well, why is Donald Trump so successful if karma exists? And I thought that was a great question. Well, let's look at what Donald Trump does. Donald Trump doesn't doubt himself. One bit. Donald Trump believes everything he says is true. When he says he's amazing. And he does this he does this at a master level. He's a black belt in mental conditioning, in self-belief. He's a black belt. However much you hate him, however much you're disgusted by him, he is a master in crafting his trajectory, in creating a vehicle that will blast forward into this existence successfully to get what he wants. So he understands that words are powerful. And when he stands in front of his rallies, which he does like almost every week to charge him up, he's so clever. He gets out in front of thousands of people and then he'll say how amazing he is, how smart he is. He'll talk about how powerful he is. He'll talk about how good looking he is. He uses it as an unbelievable affirmation session. Whereas we can write affirmations in our journals. I am powerful. I am strength. I am capable of anything I desire. I am full of life. I am full of energy. That's the basics of what Donald Trump does. It's what the basics of fighters do. And it's no surprise if you look at Donald Trump's circle of friends, they're all fighters. Dana White, the president of the UFC, very good friends with Donald Trump. It stems down, the Joe Rogans of the world, all of these people, Mike Tyson. Donald Trump is friends with a lot of fighters. Donald Trump loves the fight world. He's maybe not using all of this in the best way, you can argue that. There are good fighters, and then there are evil fighters. There are fighters who are using the secrets, the power, everything that I'm talking about, they're using it not for good in the world. Okay? So the question that came about the other day was, if karma exists, why is Trump so successful? Well, he works hard. He works hard. You can have fighters who are not good people, but they work their ass off. They wake up at 3 in the morning, they go for sprints. After their sprints, they do strength and conditioning. Then they go for swims. Then they're in the gym rolling. Then they're doing kickboxing. Then they're doing pad work. They are working their asses off. They are constantly working. They're having an incredible diet. Their life is just constant work. Okay, maybe they're not a good, pure person, and they do bad things, but they are working. Work is the fuel, right? Now, what's the second part of it? It's not just about the work, it's about what? It's about the trajectory, the path that you're fueling and blasting the rocket forward is the trajectory. Are you going to be more self-belief and unlock your path, clear your path out? Or are you going to be more that concoction of doubt? Is doubt going to be more of a mix in your daily flow state? How much are you flowing? Are you flowing at 90% and you have 10% doubt? Doubt is like the brakes. Doubt is like the brakes. So it's like if you're flowing, you've got all this fuel, which is the hard work that you're putting into like doing all the techniques, doing the gratitude. Gratitude is so powerful. Gratitude is another way of how you can improve, empower your self-belief by focusing on everything that you have to be grateful for. It's so simple. Doing 3 a day is the basics, and I tell you, 7 people out of 10 can't even do that. I'm coaching people every day, and half of them find it difficult. They'll do it for a week and then it's gone. And then I get calls, oh, Abe, I feel like crap. Why is it so hard? Why is it? And then I've got to repeat the same things over and over and over again, right? Are you putting your attention onto gratitude? Are you limiting your exposure to people that instill doubt, that trigger doubt in you? Negative people. Negative people's huge. It's huge. If you can cut out all the negative people out of your life, which you can never do all of them, but if you can cut out a lot of them, watch how you're going to rise. Watch how you're going to just energize. Watch how power is going to fill you, and watch how hope is going to fill you, and watch as your self-belief starts to grow stronger. I train at several different gyms. One of the gyms I train at drains my confidence, drains my self-esteem, because the people around, they are negative. They are all fearful. They are people. There's a saying, right, that don't play with pigs because pigs love the dirt, and you're just going to get muddy, right? So this exists everywhere, whether it's a negative ex or a relationship you're in. There are going to be people that aren't at your level, aren't capable of rising up, because they're so closed. They will laugh at all of this stuff. They will laugh at, oh, self-belief, come on, the world is a tough, hard place, just get on with it. Yeah, that's what they'll do. Well, every day we're seeing different fighters, different ways, different businessmen, some people who have that conservative, get on with it, blue collar, just stop, being a hippie. We see those people. Some of them are successful. And then we see the other side. There's equal, if not more, success on the other side of people who are tapping into every little aspect of our life. So, excuse the rant, but the channel is called Mouth of the Ape. And by the way, check out some of my artwork. This is just one of my paintings. I'm building a new website, by the way, just because I'm getting a lot of emails and people asking, ton of questions. People wanted to do sessions, and people wanting help. People just saying thank you for the video content. You're absolutely very welcome. The whole point of this is just to share things that are going to work, right? So that we can just get on with what life is really all about. Well, what is life all about, Abe? Well, to me, I'll tell you what one of my huge goals in life is free time. And I value free time as one of the most valuable resources in my life. And I look up to people that are able to create free time, because creating free time is very difficult, especially nowadays in the world we live in, with all the bills, all the paperwork, all the shit that's going on in our lives. Trying to find some free time. Free time for what? To live. Just taking care of your body is a full-time job. Just taking care of a house is a full-time job. Just taking care of yourself is a full-time job in itself. So the more free time you can make to stretch, to work out, to cook healthy foods, to plant a garden, to read, the more free time you can create. That, to me, is a sign of success. And you'll see it. The wealthier, successful people, what are they doing? They have free time. They are amazing at time management. And the people who are struggling and suffering seem to never have any time, right? Because stretching, gardening, cooking just seems boring to them, right? They'd rather just be on their phone all day long and do all that shit, right? That's fine, do all that shit. If you want to do all that shit, that's fine. But it's not, hey, it's not for me to say, I was going to say it's not living. But it's not for me to say what's living and what's not. We are evolving, and who knows what our future holds. But I can tell you that from the hundreds and close to thousands of people that I've work with at the moment, I don't know if it's thousands, but it's getting close to, it's getting up there. It's been 4 years now I've been doing this and chatting to new people almost every day. So it's pretty high up there. But I can tell you, the majority of people out there, we're all the same. We're all the same. You know, we try to act like we're all different, but we're not. We're very much at our core is very much the same, and a lot of us are suffering for the same reasons. You know, I describe what we're going through as a painful evolution, and you can't just jump into it. Some people might be able to. You know, you can't just jump into like being on your phone all day long. Yes, maybe we're going to evolve to that. You know, our bodies haven't even fully evolved to sitting on chairs yet. We're still having neck issues, back issues, shoulder issues, struggling physically, and we've been sitting on chairs for a while now. I would say, at least 500 years, maybe longer, right? And our bodies still haven't fully adapted to that. Maybe it's because we're not sitting all the time and our bodies are confused, right? But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to this so we can wrap this video up. So, going back to doubt, self-belief, the two most important forces in this universe. They're about flow and they're about blockage. They're about life and they're about death. They're about energy and they're about being closed. It's fear and it's love. How does it manifest? How does it work? This whole past week I've been moving. I'm back, back home finally after being away for a while. How does it manifest? How does doubt manifest? Just moving boxes around, I have been experimenting with this, and I will see a big box and I'll be like, I'm gonna just blast and beast mode this box. And when I do, I get it done. And then I can look at another equally heavy box and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to mess this up. I'm not going to have the strength. And then I pick it up and something happens. I'll break something or I'll drop something. That's how self-belief and doubt manifests in everything we do, in our finding the great relationship, being successful at work, being successful at anything, being good at sports. A great tennis player is always in that state of self-belief. Before he hits the shot, he can feel what he's going to do. He can see what he's going to do. He knows what's going to happen. The shot's already been taken. His body is just responding, right? Now, if he allows doubt to seep in that moment, hesitation comes in, that's when he can mess up. And that's the test. When you look at the most elite athletes, the most elite tennis players, it's no longer about who's playing the best, who's hitting the best shots. It's about who's going to make the first mistake, who's going to allow hesitation to come in and creep in and take over first. And now that's what we see in fighting. The same thing. Are you in that flow? Can you retain your flow? Can you be in that zone? Can you stay in that self-belief zone? All the training, the 3 months, the 6 months before the fight camp, or let's be realistic, the years of training that led up to that fight, all of that is just to help build confidence, help build that self-belief. But you can have the self-belief even without that. There are some people that they just come off the couch and they come in and they just knock people out because they just will not accept to believe that they cannot lose a fight, that they can lose a fight. They will not accept that belief. That's an extreme example, but it is the truth. And let me go on to talk about why it is the truth, because no one out there, no human being has proved yet that all of this is not a figment of your imagination, that all of this isn't just happening in your mind, that it's a dream. that you're sitting out there laying on a table in a coma from an accident that you've had, and you've just been dreaming all of this up until this point. No one has proved that that is not the case. No scientist, no mathematician, no one, nothing. I think it's the philosopher René Descartes that talks about this, that talks about no one, how to prove that this is not a dream, that life isn't a dream. Or the brilliant movie The Matrix refers to this so much, that if all of this is Elon Musk talks about it, it's can't remember the name of the theory, but it's hologram theory or something like that. Someone's going to post it down below. But it can't and hasn't been, I don't want to say can't, but it hasn't yet been proven that this isn't all a dream. This isn't all happening in your mind. Everything that you're creating, isn't real. I'm not going to say real, because what is real? It doesn't matter. And don't let me freak you out with those thoughts and those beliefs. Don't be freaked out by them at all, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day what's real. It's real enough, isn't it? This is real enough. I can tell you for sure that this weight right here feels real. But is it because I believe that if I pick this up, it's going to feel this way? Right? So the question is, what came first? The belief or the proof? Right? Did the belief come first that this is heavy? Because since I was a little baby and I grew up, millions of other adults that were babies and grew up and were raised by millions of other adults who were babies and grew up and were raised by millions of other adults, told them that this is heavy, or believed that this is heavy, and then passed those beliefs on to them, right? So maybe this is as heavy as I believe it is, right? And maybe someone else will have a totally different experience when lifting this up. And their experience will match my experience, but in a different way. It will feel totally different to them. So it gets deep. Do we need to go down this rabbit's hole? I don't believe we do. Get on with it, because we're in this amazing existence. You can call it a boat, and we're going through an incredible ocean with a gorgeous view. We're on this amazing journey. Now, do you want to sit there and analyze the boat and how this boat works? Or are you going to just enjoy the journey? Well, I can tell you that for me, I've decided that I'm going to enjoy the journey. And part of enjoying the journey means occasionally checking out the boat and asking questions about how it works. But I'm not going to spend more than I need to on that. I'm here for the journey. The journey is the gift. And for me, the two most important things in this journey, the gas pedal and the brakes, are self-belief and self-doubt. And my focus in life, and where I have always found tremendous success, whether it's through art, whether it's through being in my band, playing live and having the best shows where we can just feel the amazing energy of the crowd and people come up and they're like, that was amazing, have been when there is almost no self-doubt. Same with painting. Same with fighting, especially in fighting. Fighting has been one of the most challenging ones for me, to have no self-doubt, because you're going to be in an environment where people are going to think you're arrogant, or they're going to think you're cocky, or they're going to think, look at you, what a show-off. Who the hell cares? You know you're not a show-off. You know you're not arrogant. You know you're not a bad person. That's all that matters. So unleash yourself. Unleash it and reduce the doubt. And yes, going back to the paintings, I hope you guys like it. I will maybe show you guys more. What I'm going to do is I'm building a website at the moment, and I'm going to upload it in a week or so. I actually don't know when this video is going to get uploaded, because I currently have no internet until the 16th of July. because I live out in the middle of nowhere. So I don't think this video will upload at all. I'm using my phone as a hotspot for all my coaching sessions right now. Thanks to everybody out there who's been very patient with me during that. But yeah, I'm building a website just to help answer a lot of people's questions, and I'm going to upload a bunch of my artwork and even maybe put some up there for sale if people are interested in buying some. And also on that website, I'm going to put links to all my music, which I have never done. I've kept that very low key. This channel has kind of been, haven't been using my name. I've kept it very low profile, done it just on the side. It's been an outlet for me to just share my thoughts, my beliefs, my way of life. But yeah, I'm going to people ask me, so I'm going to just put it all on the website, and if people are interested, they can go check out the bands that I'm in, check out the label that I run, check out some of the bands that I've signed and released music for. But check out the music that I write. I write a lot of music. That's been one of my favorite things in life. I perform a lot of the instruments myself, and I've been very fortunate to have some amazing, incredible friends through my bands, since I was 18, playing in bands. I just made some family. They're not even friends, and we all get together and we perform a lot of amazing. We have a lot of amazing times. But a lot of the music is it's very similar to what I talk about in this channel. So music has been the best way for me to express myself. And yeah, hopefully it will resonate. It's more alternative, but we'll see. So I'll wrap this up now. Let's just check I'm not missing anything important out in the notes. So we've talked about the heavy object and lifting it, and how if you have self-belief, you're more likely to do a better job. And we've talked about how it's never been proven that what you're experiencing right now is not a dream, not a construct of your imagination. So here, this is important, I nearly forgot. So if it is all a dream, if it is all a construct, if we are creating everything, then the truth is we probably have ultimate power over everything. The truth is that we probably can do anything we want. And just as in the Matrix, it says that most of their crops of energy were dying because the first matrix was this beautiful, euphoric, blissful, peaceful, amazing matrix. But the crops were dying, people were dying because they couldn't accept that. They couldn't believe that it was true. And maybe that's why we make our lives so difficult too, because if it's too perfect, we just will not believe it's true. We need the struggle. Maybe that's what we need, right? We need to believe that it's hard to get the girl of our dreams, or it's hard to get the guy of our dreams, or it's we need that challenge because we feel maybe afraid of what comes next when we get those things, right? So if this is all a construct, whether it's a dream, whether it's something that, whatever you want to call it, I wouldn't go that far, but I'll tell you what I am 100% certain of is we are creating our existence. You create your world. You create it. And I believe that the paintbrush, the two paintbrushes that we create our world is, number one, self-belief and just limiting doubt. So paint your life, create your story with that self-belief. If you look into Hinduism or a lot of ancient religions, you'll see crazy stories of gods that were able to blast fire out of their hands, and they were able to turn into different things. And even in Greek mythology, all of that existed. Well, who's to say that back then we had less doubts, and maybe we were more godlike, and some people were able to tap in to higher beliefs that 10 people out of 10 today just will be like, blah, that's not possible. You can't turn water into wine. You can't heal people's illnesses. I 100% believe all of that's possible. Well, you're asking, well, why aren't you blasting fireballs out of your eyes then, ape? Well, I know that it's possible, but I am working on in my every cell in my body to fully believe that all of that is possible. Right? So let's wrap this up. So what makes us believe? We've talked about that. What makes us believe? Proof is one of the biggest things that makes us believe. But it's not just proof. Proof is one of the biggest things. When we get proof of something that works, we're like, we believe. Now we believe. But it's, here I say it like it's just like the chicken and the egg. What came first, the proof or the belief? We talked about that earlier. This is what people have a hard time realizing, that maybe from an early age, they had a set of beliefs that has shaped their abilities. You know, a lot of people out there will say, oh, I'm smart. Or I'm good at this, but I suck at all of this. Well, then you will be good at that. And you will suck at all of those things. And yes, it does take time, months, years of mental reconditioning if you want to truly, fully believe you're good at something that you have for years doubted yourself on. It could happen overnight if you can flip the switch, but for a lot of us, we need to like do the journaling. So I'm going to get questions under this. Hey, so how do you do it? Well, the whole video I'm explaining how it's done, some of the different techniques, but one of them is journaling, writing down. Just remember the Trump example earlier. Okay? So, yeah, where I live, it's so hot, so excuse my crazy desert sweat patches. Self-doubt can arise and pop up at any time. It is often triggered by the self-doubt we feel and see in others around us. We talked about the mirror neurons. How to magnify self-belief and to weaken self-doubt. When we pay how? Well, when we pay too much attention to the haters, we open ourselves up to more doubt. So look at your food, look at your clothes, look at the people around you, whether it's friends, family, whoever, articles that you're reading, YouTube videos that you're reading. Expose yourself to things that lift you up. Reduce your exposure to things that create doubt. Bring your self-esteem down, okay? The most important opinion that matters is yours. No one knows you like you know yourself. I tell this to the people that I coach. I tell them, I don't know you as well as you. You're your best coach. I can just help share with you a lot of the things that have worked for me and that I have learned. But no one knows you like you know yourself. And you can mold yourself into anything you want. The truth is, we are all incredible. We are all capable of doing anything we want. What makes us different is that some of us have a greater concoction of self-belief, and some of us have a greater concoction of self-doubt. All right? So I'm going to wrap it up. That's it. I hope this video helps at least plant some seeds or spark some thoughts, or, you know, maybe for some of you out there, maybe it helps even more with other things. You know, more videos to come now that I'm back home. Thanks to everyone out there who's been tuning in. I just checked out the number of subscribers on the channel, and we're getting close to hitting 10,000. So I think like if we hit 10,000, when we hit 10,000, I may do like a Mouth of the Ape t-shirt, may or may not. Check out the website first, check out the designs first, and yeah, I might do a cool t-shirt. I already got a cool design for it. And I'm uploading a video on the Patreon page as well. Someone asked a great question on my Patreon page, so people are subscribing and asking questions, and those people who have subscribed and are there's an option on there where you can pledge and then ask for a custom-made video and I'll do a video response. Well, someone asked about soulmates. So I'm going to make a video about soulmates, and I'm going to put that up there just for everyone who's joining the Patreon page to check out. All right, everyone, adios for now. Sending you all out there all the very best, and that's it. Talk soon.